Miss White. Your father isn't well.
How much worse could he get? Prison was already letting him off easy. What's he doing?
Ever since he learned your mother went back to the Shaw family and died, he's been like this. He used to treat with acupuncture. But now, he can't even speak anymore. The prison doctor said traumatic aphasia.
Aphasia? He had it coming. If he hadn't been full of himself, trying to treat my mom with folk remedies, he wouldn't have cost her the best time for treatment and she never would have died.
Brother Zane, take a break.
Just hang in there a little longer. Once I finish last needle of the 13 ghost needles, your illness will be cured.
Dad, since Mom came back from Grandpa's place, she got sick. When will Mom get better? I want to catch cicadas with Mom.
Very soon, once Mom finishes this bowl of medicine.
By Zay, haven't you hurt my daughter enough?
Father-in-law. Yui isn't infected with a virus. She shows signs of poisoning too, only I can save her. Let me finish the last needle of the 13 ghost needles.
That's nonsense. Yui returned to the Shaw family once. How could she have been poisoned?
The 13 ghost needles? That's just a quack's trick. Even the doctors said, my sister's organs are failing. You think a few needles can fix her?
Don't touch her. Give me one more day.
Get the hell out of here. Our Shaw family doesn't have son-in-law like you. Pull him away from me.
Zane.
Nina.
Mom. Don't take Mom away.
Blake.
A barefoot doctor like you has no right to touch my. If she dies, it'll be your fault. Our Shea family won't let you get away with this.
Father-in-law. Yuri was poisoned slowly. If I don't use needles now, it'll be.
Oof. That's ridiculous. Specialists at Capital City Hospital said, my sister is dying of organ failure. What can those lousy needles even cure? Why did the Summers never acknowledge you? Because a backwoods quack like you isn't even fit to carry shoes for the Summers.
Don't hit Dad.
Shunning, come with Grandpa. Your dad is a liar. Your mom ended up like this because of your dad.
Zeke. Help me.
Your daughter is here to take you home. Go home with her. Shunning. Your dad seems a little off. Could being locked up too long have messed with his mind?
Brought it on himself. If he hadn't practiced medicine illegally, claiming he knew traditional medicine and scamming people, how did this end up like this today? Even my mom. Forget it. Take him back first.
Shunning. I just got word. Jolene bribed testing center staff. They framed our company, saying the new drug caused paralysis, just to force. I can't believe Zhao stooped so low.
What? No way. I have to go there right now. If Zachary Ian gets report, everything after that's ruined. Keep an eye on my dad.
Sir, please don't wander off. I'll be right there.
Mom, wake up. Help. Somebody save my mom. Security. Is there a hospital nearby? Security.
Again? It's happening again.
What are you doing? Can't you see the old lady's in bad shape? Don't touch her. That filthy needle could cause an infection. Stop this maniac. Murder. This lunatic made old lady convulse with that needle. What a sin. I said long ago, a street quack like this would get someone killed.
Mom. The test report was taken away in advance by people Lionel Shea arranged. The contents were already tampered, but this is clearly Lionel Shea.
Where's my dad?
I just got a call. When we turned around,
he just disappeared.
What? This mall is packed with people in cars. What if something happens to him? Even now, he won't give me a break. We never should have brought him home. Split up and look for him. Dad. What exactly are you trying to do? Any idea how long I've been looking for you? Can you stop worrying me? 20 years, and you're still like this. Now my company's been framed. All you do is make things worse. All you do is draw this weird stuff.
Don't touch those needles.
If you didn't insist on giving Mom acupuncture back then, she wouldn't have died at all. Do you know that? You're not a doctor. You're not a doctor. Wake up.
Was killing Mom not enough for you?
What else are you trying to do?
Take my dad home first. Dad. Stay home and don't go out. Need to deal with something. I'll be back tonight.
Yui Pharmaceutical Group suspected of producing substandard drugs.
Leaving patients in comas.
How dare you show up here? My son is like this because he took your medicine. Ma'am, calm down. There is nothing wrong with our company's products. And the doctors at the hospital can still save him. You
what? Your company treats lives like dirt. President White. Now, you only have two choices. First, transfer 60% of company shares to me. Second, be my woman. And I'll make this thing go away for you.
Jiaoyin. I know it was you, tampered with the medicine. You altered the report on the medical malpractice ruling. You're trying to cash in on this. I'm telling you, those two conditions of yours.
I won't agree to either one, so stop dreaming.
Everyone, look. This is the owner of a heartless drug company. My cousin ended up like this because of him. I heard. It's this company. And it's supposed to be a big pharma company. They have no
Make her take responsibility. People like that we can't let a heartless company like that get away with it. We will take full responsibility. Get the best specialists right now. When the time comes, we'll explain to everyone at the hospital now.
As long as we can get a doctor to cure him.
The truth will come out. Zachary is trying to provoke you in front of all these people. Don't mind him.
Professor Lee, take a look at this case. The patient's blood test showed.
I'm sorry. We don't comment on medical accidents that have already been ruled on.
Director Wang, if willing to consult, we can discuss any terms.
Your company's money?
I'd earn it, but not live to spend it. Medicine's too important a product. You all dare to play dirty.
I'd say, you're doomed sooner or later.
60 million. I'll personally put together a team of experts to help Miss White solve the problem. How about it?
Well,
Our company can't come up with that much money.
so,
Can we talk about the price more?
It's possible. But this hospital isn't a charity. Unless Miss White can repay me some other way.
have some respect. I really can't accept 60 million. If we're 10 million,
You think I'm some beggar? If you can't pay 60 million, why start a pharmaceutical company? So weak. Seems nothing but a worthless shell company, then wait for the patient to die. Anyway, my hospital is not responsible.
Miss Young, your younger brother's condition is worse than we expected. The damage to his brain nerves has already exceeded 30%. Modern medicine can no longer help.
Is there no other way?
Unless you can find the successor to the legendary 13 needles of the Ghost Gate. I saw it once at medical school 20 years ago. That needle technique, it really can bring people back from the brink.
Can you take me to him? If he can wake my brother up, I'm willing to give him half of company shares.
What a pity. I haven't seen him in over 20 years. You should know back then, he was the greatest medical genius at Divine State Medical College.
Shao Kai, this is... Stop right there. What did you do to my brother?
Professor Lee, I've heard a lot about you.
Back in medical school, my professors often mentioned you. They said the country's top authority in neurology.
And you are?
Yvette, president of the Medical Research Institute. A patient is falsely accused of falling into a coma because of a drug developed by our hospital. I hope you can help. Professor Lee, this test results after the patient took the medicine. You're the top expert here. Only you can fix this.
This really is a bit unusual.
You lunatic. Who gave you nerve to lay hands on my... Do you know who he is? If anything goes wrong, I'll make you pay with your life.
That voice is...
Me, save.
You idiot who barely talks, senile fool of a father. What are you doing here?
This is your father.
Yo, isn't this Mr. White and his crazy father? Did you come here together to hurt people?
Zainin, you.
The TB. Look. Help.
You saw the news. So you rushed to the hospital.
To save. Someone. Tom.
Do you know how much trouble you've caused me?
Was getting mom killed 20 years ago not enough?
The patient seems to be responding.
Who exactly are you? Why bring him to the hospital and let him hurt with random...
Ha ha ha, Mr. White. If you agree to my terms now, there's still time. Otherwise, you and your father are both finished. As long as you give in to me, I can help you settle everything, and everyone wins.
Dream on.
This is a misunderstanding. My dad has a mental problem. He didn't mean to give your brother acupuncture and hurt him.
Random acupuncture can kill people. My brother is still a patient. This matter. See through to the end. You and your daughter, I won't let you off.
President Young, this father and daughter are a menace. The drug factory this woman runs put people into comas. Her father is crazier. He even treated his own wife to death.
Take them to the police station.
Wait.
Mr. Young, your younger brother is responding.
Mr. Young, this is his final rally before death. This father and daughter, do nothing but hurt people.
Shut up. If anything happens to my brother, they won't live either.
This technique looks a lot like the 13 ghost needles used by that medical genius before. 20 years ago, I saw it once at Divine Realm Medical College. Who are you, really? I know a medical genius who uses this exact needle technique. We were close friends despite the age. It's just a shame that 20 years ago, to save the people, he died wiping out disease virus released by a hostile foreign nation. He headed to the countryside without looking back. And from then on, he vanished without a trace.
He never knew real acupuncture. He was just a barefoot doctor.
He killed my mom with those folk remedies.
This needlework. The Bai Hui point is off by 2 millimeters, and the Feng Xiao point is pierced too deep. Do you even know this could get someone killed? I thought you're the medical genius I knew back then.
Professor, don't let him fool you. He's a con man fresh out of prison. He doesn't have a medical license. What genius? What does he know about medicine? Mr. Young, I suggest calling the police right away.
Professor Lee, how is my brother? Is he going to?
Mr. Young, this looks really bad. The Bai Hui point is off by 2 millimeters. The needle at Feng Fu went in too deep. A mistake like this can cause cerebrospinal fluid to flow backward. In severe cases, it can cause bleeding in the brain. Someone could die.
Why did you come here and make things?
I'm sorry. I just.
Wasn't killing mom enough? Now you're going to get me arrested too?
Why bring you out? I should have left you in prison to rot. Then you wouldn't be hurting people. Why don't you just die? I want you to pay with your life. Xavier, open your eyes. Look at your sister. Professor Lee, why is my brother coughing up blood? What on earth did that madman do to my brother? Arrest both of them.
This can't be possible. This acupuncture technique, it should have caused your brother to suffer a brain hemorrhage. But, Mr. Young, your brother's brain activity is recovering, even though this completely goes against medical science.
Stop it. We didn't mean to hurt your brother. An accident.
Let them go, President Young. Your brother is showing signs of waking up. Even though this gentleman's needlework doesn't follow standard medical acupuncture, it is having a remarkable effect.
Professor Lee, did you make a mistake in the examination? A quack without a medical license cured a case the hospital couldn't handle? I think this is the patient's final rally before death.
It's not a final rally. The patient's condition really is improving. I practiced medicine my whole life. Never seen an acupuncture method this absurd, yet this effective.
Ridiculous. President Young, think. If acupuncture were really this magical, what would hospital? You can't believe this.
Even if this man isn't the medical genius I knew back then, he still has a very deep connection to him. Maybe this man is exactly the key talent our Divine Province Medical College needs for research. President Young, your younger brother's condition has stabilized, though he still has some nerve damage. As long as he keeps receiving treatment from this gentleman, there's a very good chance he'll fully recover.
Miss White, I apologize for my earlier rudeness. Mr. White was too impulsive just now. I only hope you can let bygones be bygones and save my brother. No matter what you ask, I'll agree to it. This is Mr. White, this.
My dad, since my mother passed away, he's had aphasia.
Other than saying a few words occasionally, he usually can't speak at all.
Miss White, I still hope your father can join our Divine Land Medical College.
Professor Lee, I think you've misunderstood.
My dad is just a barefoot doctor. He doesn't know much.
Maybe this time it was luck.
Professor Lee, could you take a look at this case? It's the one from our company.
The symptoms are a lot like Mr. Young's younger brother's. Sudden coma with nerve paralysis. I'll study this case in depth. If I find anything, I'll let you know right away.
Mr. White, I'll come thank you in person another day.
Beth White. This matter. I'm not letting this go that easily.
Beth, that acupuncture technique father used just never seen it in medical school. Professor Lee is a top brain specialist. If even he says so, then your father might.
That was just a coincidence. 20 years ago, he did the same thing. He used those weird folk remedies to treat mom. And in the end, he dragged my mom into a critical condition.
But even the hospital can't help young Kai's illness. Yet the moment your uncle put it got better right away.
Do you know why he was arrested and imprisoned? Because practiced medicine illegally. Someone not even licensed to practice medicine. Do you think he can?
Uncle, have some water.
Yui. This is.
Don't mention mom. You're not worthy.
Shunning. Have you ever thought? Back then your father really was treating your mom? It's just, there was an accident.
I saw that my mom was too sick to be cured. In the end, it was my grandpa who brought her home himself. So why act like some miracle doctor now?
Chairman Zhang, what brings to the company? Get out of the way. If you hadn't come, the company could have collapsed and how much longer were you planning to keep this from us?
3 directors. I wonder what brings you here to see me.
Take a look at today's news. A patient was left in a vegetative state. Someone could die, and this is how you take responsibility for the company?
This is a setup.
That patient did take our company's medicine, but we definitely didn't cause it.
This is all Julian Zhao's scheme.
Do you think people out there will buy that explanation? Look at what the news is saying.
This test report too. The evidence is solid now.
Director Foster, you should worry about yourself first. President White, if you can't calm things down outside today, then we'll have no choice but to jointly ask you to step down from the board.
That's right, you caused this. If you're not up to it, don't take on something this big. And you've dragged the company down with you. Need to resign and take the blame now. That's not fair. This isn't Shunning's fault. Zhao Yin was the one pulling the strings behind all this.
Miss Bai, looks like I came at a bad time.
It's from Shenzhou Medical College, Professor Li Zai.
I've seen him on the news. Medical award winner. Professor Lee, what brings you here?
I'm here to help Miss White. As for that patient's condition, I have a way to treat it.
Professor Lee, even the experts are stumped by this case. What if it can't be fixed? Our company will suffer huge losses.
Younger brother's condition is even worse. He's started recovering now. I trust Professor Lee.
Professor Lee says so. We're willing to give it another 2 weeks.
However, I need one person's help. Your father, Mr. Whitemarsh.
My father? He can barely communicate normally.
Shunning. Your uncle really is in the hospital.
Shut up.
Miss White, I saw your father's acupuncture technique at the hospital. It wasn't exactly standard, but the results were amazing. If he can join the research, I'm very confident we can cure that patient.
Impossible. He stopped being a doctor long ago.
Miss White, I know you have your doubts, but this critical moment could save a life and a chance to save your company too.
Shunning, let Uncle give it a try. What if he really can save him?
Okay.
Everyone, this is Mr. Brightmarsh. Starting today, he'll be joining our research team.
Professor.
Are you kidding? This lunatic can barely even talk straight.
That's enough. Mr. Brightmarsh's acupuncture skills in traditional medicine are important.
His hands are shaking. He probably can't hold a needle.
Easton Reed, watch your mouth.
Mr. Young, hospital lab, not a charity. What right does he have to be here? What does traditional medicine have to do? It's not even modern scientific medicine. Look at these rusty old needles. Were they sterilized? Were they tested? Does this trash belong in a lab?
Pick it up.
Leo Easton, do you even know these damn needles saved my brother?
Well, so you can do acupuncture? Want me to give you a couple shots to calm you down?
Enough. Mr. White is at my invitation. If anyone objects to that, get out now.
Fine. Then I quit. Working with a quack like this is an insult to medicine. Liam, don't do anything rat. The project can't go on without you.
A patient with acute liver failure came into the ER. He's dying. His liver function has collapsed.
Standard treatment isn't working anymore.
Doctor, please, I'm begging.
All right. Since thinking Western medicine can do anything, if you can cure this patient, then I'll turn down Baizu's offer to join.
Needs plasma exchange right away, but with his liver function as it is.
What? Too scared to treat him now?
A case like this. Even a miracle worker couldn't save him. You really expect this lunatic?
Brother Lou? Or what?
Or what? Let poke around with a few sewing needles. Traditional medicine cure liver failure? I'll eat my stethoscope.
Get lost. My brother is not a lab rat.
Look at this. You can't even hold a needle steady. A needle that thick, and you dare stick it in someone? Not even a slaughterhouse uses tools that crude on pigs.
Shut up, all of you. The patient's blood ammonia is still rising. Either treat him or get out.
Fine. I'd like to see how this lunatic ends this. Come on, leave some proof for our miracle doctor. So there's no arguing about it later.
Blood oxygen is down to 70.
Look, something happened. Call the police and arrest this man. You think a few lousy needles can cure someone?
You evil man. If anything happens to my husband, you'll pay with your life.
Please calm down. When your husband arrived, liver already failed. Mr. White was taking
Bullshit.
save him.
Brother could still talk just now. After the doctor stuck him a few times, he started
Stop right there. Mr. Zhou needs complete silence right now. Get the cardiac stimulant ready. Be ready to defibrillate at any moment.
Professor Lee, how long will you keep covering for this fraud?
A critical case like this should be moved to ICU immediately.
Not left to some lunatic jabbing around with embroidery needles.
Blood oxygen is down to 8. The heart rate is dangerously fast.
Listen. If my brother can't be saved, I'll make you.
Liver. The liver shoe point.
Call security. Have him detained.
Lu Sudong, you kick people when they're down. When we asked you to treat him, what did you say? That the success rate was under 30.
Mr. Yang, medicine is a science. Unlike certain people, traditional medicine, more like a quack doctor.
Her heart rate is back to normal. Honey. I'm starving.
Both pupils are equal in size and round. The light reflex is normal. Tenderness over the liver area is much better. Run a full liver function panel again right away. Blood ammonia and the 4 coagulation tests.
The patient's condition has stabilized. Judging from the tests, there's absolutely no problem anymore.
Miracle doctor. I was blind just now.
This is a delayed reaction from the previous medication. How could needles do anything? That's impossible.
Dr. Lewis, as a physician, the most important thing is to seek truth from facts. Tell me, your time, what medicine did this?
He that this time was finally saved. The 13 needles of the underworld gate. The final needle.
Dr. White, you're a miracle worker. I was blind to greatness.
Don't take it to heart. Old Joe, hurry and thank Dr.
Dr. White. I'll never forget that you saved my life.
Dr. White, I was out of line. Your acupuncture skills are truly incredible. Exactly. I knew Dr. White was no ordinary doctor. Those few needles worked right away.
Everyone, today you all witnessed Dr. White's medical skill with your own eyes. I hereby announce, Mr. White Marsh will join the Medical Research Institute as a specially appointed researcher.
Professor Lee, isn't this decision a bit too hasty? One lucky success can't prove his medical skill. Maybe. The patient had a strong ability to recover.
Lu Sudong, that's funny to say. When the patient was in liver failure and near death, why didn't you say he could recover on his own? He's been saved, and you're suddenly making excuses.
Mr. Young, that's going too far. I think medicine is a precise science. We can't because of one lucky success.
Lucky? My brother was in a coma for 3 years. Dr. White woke him up. And when this patient went into liver failure, if all of that was just luck, then how many lives has so-called science actually saved?
Dr. Lewis, Surti Mendes, medical progress has always come from embracing different approaches. Dr. White's acupuncture may be the breakthrough we've been looking for. Dr. White, would you like to join us?
A lunatic who can't speak clearly.
Easton Liu, if you insult Dr. White again, don't blame me for what happens.
Dr. White, this is where we study viruses. That massive outbreak 20 years ago took too many lives. Our institute was built to keep that tragedy from happening again.
Professor, tell that to a barefoot doctor. Would he get it?
Lu Sudong, you.
Dr. Bai cured so many patients with acupuncture. Why wouldn't he understand? Come to think of it, your technique reminds me of someone. 20 years ago, there was a medical genius who saved countless people during the epidemic by combining Chinese and Western medicine. Too bad later on.
This guy really does look a bit like Dr. White. Professor, you don't think this mute is that genius, do you? If he were alive, he'd be the dean by now at least.
Lewis Easton, watch your but watch your money. Dr. White's skills are plain for everyone to see. That critical case before.
He just got lucky. A man who doesn't have a medical license has no place in the institute.
That's enough, Lewis Easton. When told to treat him, you said you weren't sure. Now Mr. White has cured him, and you're making a scene. If you keep this up, I don't mind cutting funding for your research project.
Luna, I agree to let this Mr. White join our institute. Spoke out of turn just now. I'd like to see what this fool can do next. Is this a lab or a cafeteria? Who said you could boil this junk in here? Yes. Dr. White brought it this morning. Are you deaf? The smell of herbs will contaminate the samples. And all these creepy scribbles.
What is going on?
Professor, please take a look. He's turned the lab into a complete mess. All this superstitious nonsense.
Chinese Angelica and Astragalus. Isatis root. An ancient formula to prevent plagues.
And you're still defending him. What scientific proof could these weeds and tree bark possibly have?
Try it.
You're crazy. Who knows if it's poisonous?
I'll drink it.
This herbal medicine contains incompatible ingredients, and it works in large doses. But it's very potent. It's a good medicine. We can keep studying it.
Professor, you're gambling with the Institute's reputation. Ms. White,
Do you think hiding here will solve anything?
you have to give us an answer today. The company's stock hit the limit down again. By shunning, explain this clearly. How far has Professor Lee gotten? If that patient dies, our company is finished.
Last week's board meeting, you swore you'd fix it in 3 days. Where are we now? Do you have idea how much the company's market value has evaporated?
President White, we don't distrust you. But father, that madman is also at the Institute now. Could it be?
First of all, my father is an expert invited by Professor Lee. Second, the patient is in a coma, but that doesn't prove it's our fault. Someone is spreading rumors.
Cut the crap. If this keeps up, Director Warren is ready to pull his investment.
Oh, in a meeting? Looks like I came at the perfect time.
Adrian Shaw, you're not welcome here.
What a coincidence. I don't want to be here either. But I had no choice. Several shareholders have agreed to transfer shares. Mr. White, either hand over 51% of the shares. Or else, wait and watch Yui Pharma go bankrupt and liquidate.
Mr. Zhao, didn't we have a...
Giving you two choices. First, by shunning resigns now and I take over the company. Second, you marry me and I'll take the shares as bride price.
In your dreams. Those test reports were tampered with by your bribed people. That patient was harmed by you. Xiong, let go.
Jiaoyin, how about a bet?
Oh?
If the patient recovers within a month, you'll publish an apology in the paper and admit you framed our company. If I lose,
You'll have to marry me. Company shares will be transferred to my name automatic.
Shunning, don't be impulsive.
okay,
But I have one condition.
if anyone is found interfering with the treatment, no matter who it is, they will be held legally responsible.
No problem. Let's seal it with a high five.
Bethany White. Let's see how you get out of my hands this time.
Dr. White, I've had this leg pain for over 30 years. Even Western doctors say it can't.
Hang in there. Just bear with it.
What is this supposed to be? Turning the hospital entrance into a street market? These old folks are blocking the emergency lane.
But Dr. Lewis,
Seniors say Dr. White only needs one treatment. And it works better than physical therapy.
Professor, look. He's turned the hospital into a marketplace. If these old people are harmed, who's responsible?
Xiaoliu, Dr. Bai. This is about building up clinical data. Look at old Zhang. He used to need a cane. Now he can walk on his own.
Here we go again. That awful herbal medicine is contaminating the precision equipment, Dr. Liu.
Dr. Bai treated one.
Facial paralysis. You call scribbling research? I seriously propose that this quack be fired.
But Professor Lee approved it.
This is a modern medical lab. The patients outside are all here for the free treatment. It's hurting the hospital's income. I'll go talk to the professor. Professor, we can't take more. He's turned the hospital entrance into a street market. Half the emergency lane is blocked. What's worse is the lab. Now it reeks of herbal medicine. Even precision equipment has been contaminated. So, Professor, that Bryce is a total fraud. This is his file. He doesn't have a diploma from a proper medical school. All day, he's either setting up a stall outside the hospital or scribbling weird symbols in the lab. What kind of research is that?
Do you know that ALS patient from last week? The one all the major hospitals gave up on?
So what? What can coincidence prove?
It wasn't a coincidence.
That doesn't prove anything. What about these? Reports from the outpatient department. Now patients don't trust standard treatment. They insist on waiting for his acupuncture, and a long line forms outside the hospital. It's seriously disrupting medical order. Yes, Professor, the reputation of the top-tier hospital will be ruined by him.
20 years ago, I also thought traditional medicine was trash. Until I saw with my own eyes a doctor with no diploma bring one back to life with 3 silver needles. A plague patient who had been given a death sentence.
This old story again? Professor, have you been brainwashed?
No matter what, I'm not firing White Marsh. I trust him.
You're doodling nonsense again. This is what you call medical research?
She give it back.
Look at these messy lines. You call this science? All you do all day is draw this useless stuff.
You're nothing but trash. And no. Yui.
Quit crazy. This trash should have been. I heard you even got your own wife killed. And they call you some medical genius.
Sudong Liu, what are you doing?
Dr. Liu, stop right now.
Professor, I'm doing this for the lab's good. These feudal superstitions.
Do you have any idea how important these drawings are to him? Dr. White. It's okay.
Important? They're just a pile of useless papers. Research Institute is for science, not a madhouse.
Easton Lewis, Demerwasum, you've gone too far. Dr. White, these drawings record clinically proven meridian pathways.
You have no right to be a doctor. Don't even know the most basic.
Fine, very well. Go on, keep this lunatic company and play house with him. When someone ends up dead one day, let's see how you clean this up.
Yui.
Professor Lee, something's off with him.
No. Don't take her away. It's my fault. It's all on me. Ah. Ha ha ha.
Dr. White, look at me.
Yui. Don't go. One last shot. Just one last shot left.
It's okay. It's all over. I'm Yara. Remember, you saved my little brother. You're a doctor who saves lives. Some things weren't your fault.
Basil, look at me. This is the Divine Realm Institute. You're safe now. No one here will ever dare hurt you again.
Professor Lee, his hand.
Calm him down first. Those drawings are important, right? Let's piece them back together.
They'll tear them up. They'll take them away. Just like they took Yui.
No way. Professor Lee and I are here. We'll head over there and...
Biza, starting today, you can do whatever you want in the lab. Draw, brew medicine, it's all up to you. This institute, no one can stop you.
Young. Miss.
Yes, it's me. You scared me just now. Let us take care of these wounds, okay?
By Zay. You useless piece of trash. You couldn't save your own life. What kind of doctor does that?
Get lost. It's you.
Zeke.
Why didn't you come save me?
It was just one last shot. Yvonne. I tried. They wouldn't let me. It's all my fault.
Dad is a big liar. You got Mom killed.
Dr. White.
Dr. White, are you okay?
It wasn't me.
Oh my god, Professor Lee.
Quick, get the medical kit.
It's not just superficial injuries. He's in a severe hallucinatory state.
Professor. Tell me. Can the ghost needle really save people? Or did I? 'Cause Yui's death?
Dr. Bai looked at me. What happened to your wife wasn't your shunning needs you. Patients need you too.
No. They're here. Xiaojing is taking Yui away. I have to save her. This time, I have to save her.
He has to face all this on his own. Only if he breaks through that barrier in his heart can he make it. No medication. Baitsuru, you have to face these memories soberly. If you hide behind pills, you'll never get out.
They're here. Xiaojing is here to take Yui away. Get away. Don't touch her.
Let him get it out. For the past 20 years, he's kept all this pain buried deep inside.
Where's my needle? Where's my needle? This time, I have to save her.
But, Professor, going to hurt himself like this.
Some pain has to be lived through to be released. Look, he's reliving that night. But this time, he had a chance to make a different choice.
Chinese Angelica astragalus. No. Add cicada slew. At the time, Yui had a fever. The 13 ghost needles. The third needle needs to change. Fengchi point. Go 3/10 deeper. No, it's all wrong. Why couldn't I save you? These hands. They saved so many people. So why couldn't they save you, young E?
Professor, already the third day. If he doesn't eat, he'll collapse.
He's still writing.
I heard crying in there last night. He kept calling Summer Yui's name. Can't we really do something?
This kind of inner demon, no outsider can help with it. But look at those prescriptions. This is the way he chose to heal himself. It's just, call his daughter. If this keeps going, Baizi's body will give out. I was just listening by the door. He's still in there muttering about improving the acupuncture technique. We need to get shunning here.
But things are tense between her and her father. When Mr. White came last time,
Shuning?
It's me.
Your father's in bad shape. Hasn't eaten or had any water for 4 days. Yes, he's been in his room studying acupuncture all along. Okay, we're waiting for you. She said she's coming right away and told us to watch Dr.
I hope it'll help when President White arrives. Listen, it's gone quiet again inside. What on earth is going on? You're just letting him go on, not eating.
We've tried to talk him into it so many times, but he's completely lost in his own world.
Dad, open the door. Do you hear me? It's shunning.
Something's wrong.
Dad, what are you doing?
Shunning. Dad found it. This is the real 13 Ghost Gate needles. Back then, if only.
Are you crazy? What happened to these wounds?
To get it right, you must test the medicine with your own blood. Look at this pressure point. Back then, if only.
Dad. Wake up.
Bong Ziong. Weak pulse, pupils dilated. Severely dehydrated. Could be hypoglycemic shock.
Water. Should we give him some?
Don't drink water. You'll choke. I'll call an ambulance right now.
There's no time. Go get the car.
Not even a speck of dust is settled. Looks like Dr. Bai left in a real hurry.
Hello? When did it happen? Okay, I got it.
What is it, Professor? Did the miracle doctor finally get exposed and run off?
Liam East, watch your mouth.
Am I wrong? He's gone. And he's not answering his if not guilt, what is?
The hospital just called and said, Dr. White is missing from the hospital.
See? What did I tell you? He's a fraud. Couldn't crack it, so he ran.
Maybe Dr. White had an emergency.
An emergency? Look at this gibberish. Not even proper data. He's a quack. Now you're scared you'll be exposed, so you're just running away.
Leland Ashton, you've gone too far. Are you blind? How many patients have these miracle? That patient last week treated him for 3 months with Dr. White cured him in 3
Just a coincidence. If he were that amazing, why did he run? Professor, need to wake up. He's just a con artist.
Enough. Baize isn't that kind of person. I've known Baize for a long time. He would never run away at the last minute. There must be a special reason.
Ha ha ha. Professor, have you been brainwashed? So what happened? He ran off without finding out a thing.
That's enough. We need to notify White Marsh's daughter. We should find White Marsh first.
Exactly. We can talk about White Marsh later. Let's hurry up and find him.
Mr. White, a full 30 days have passed. What did you promise? You said you would fix this within a month. And now, the patient's families will block our company.
We received an inquiry letter from the drug regulator demanding we immediately suspend production and sale of the drug involved. Do you know what that means? The company is losing 8 million daily.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, the independent test results show that the patient's symptoms
Have nothing to do with the drugs ingredient. President White, stop changing the subject. Look at Meteor. UA Pharma crippled people with harmful drugs, and the heartless company refuses to admit it. Public out. Oh no.
Zhaoyi, who leaked this negative press? Those reporters happened to get photos of the patients when they fell ill? You planned
Director Fong, mind your position. President Bai,
The board has reached consensus.
since you failed to keep your promise. Starting to
You're suspended from all your duties.
Give me 2 more days. We're
2 days, Ms. White. Your father's little act won't work in this company. Unless you accept my terms.
Ms. White, your father is missing. The security.
he pulled it himself 10.
the 4-line.
He stole a silver needle from the nurse's station and ran off.
Well, our miracle Dr. White can't keep up the act. The two of them are just alike. When trouble comes, they only.
President White, if you walk out of this meeting room now, it will be taken as your resignation as CEO.
Shu Ning, you go first. I'll handle things here.
ceftriaxone sodium. The improved 13 ghost needles.
This is...
What? My father was detained at the patient's hospital. Why would he suddenly run over there?
Let's go there now.
This is it. This prescription perfectly combines antibiotics with acupuncture therapy. Look at this. This acupoint combination is exactly what we need to fix the drug absorption issue.
Messy symbols and drug names. You call this research? We're out of options.
What do you know? This formula, these acupoint choices, were absolutely worked out with precision, not just for that patient. This could open up a whole new kind of treatment.
Dr. Lewis, that's enough. Those sloppy notes, don't you know what state Dr. White was in when they were written?
This is the miracle doctor's research. A bunch of gibberish and quack remedy recipes.
Give it back. Give it back to me.
Get lost. Trash belongs in the trash can.
Stop.
Dad, are you okay? Jiaoyin, how dare you treat my father like this?
President Bai, your father barged the ICU and harassed my patient. And you're still holding this junk, trying to treat people with it?
Bullshit. Dr. White is here to save people. That patient was harmed by you.
Security, please escort these two troublemakers out too.
Jiaoyin, I'm warning you, this isn't over today.
Found it, found it. This prescription can save him.
Look, this lunatic sneaked into the ward to stick needles in patient. Your father wants to silence him by murder.
How heartless. My son ended up like this after taking their medicine. Are you trying to kill my husband too?
My father would never do something like that.
Dad, what is going on?
Do you know how bad this is right now?
I can save him. This prescription, plus acupuncture, will work.
Everyone, listen up. If this isn't attempted murder, what is?
Zion, cut crap and stop stirring things up.
The evidence is solid. The surveillance footage clearly shows he was holding a needle, about to stick it into the patient's head.
Dad. Why did you do this? Do you know how many nights I stayed up for this case? Now it's all ruined.
Shunning, trust me. He's been poisoned, just like Yi.
That's nonsense. The patient was clearly poisoned by drugs. Take this madman away, now.
Give it back to me. That's to save his life.
Dad, look at me. Was it you who snuck in here to stick the patient with a needle? Answer me. I'm asking you, was this you?
Yeah.
Why? Do you know who was lying in there?
The only witness who could prove I'm innocent. Do you know what these past 2 months have been like for me?
Was killing Mom 20 years ago not enough? Now you want to ruin me too? I sleep less than 4 hours a day, begging everywhere for evidence, and you? All you do is draw those damn meridian charts.
Can be saved. That prescription.
I've had enough, really had enough. Mr. White, you should have said earlier that your father was mentally unstable. Why bother? You old fool, still clinging to your life-saving secret recipe? Trash belongs in the trash can.
That recipe saves lives.
Zane, you've gone too far. Dr. White is saving people.
Saving people? Everyone, listen to this miracle cure from our great doctor. Ha ha.
Even my grandma's folk magic charms are more believable than this.
A quack trick, and you call yourself a doctor?
You know, Dr. White used this to save.
Enough.
Look at this scribble. It's not even a real prescription. You old lunatic. Your daughter's company is going to bankrupt, and you're still pretending to be a miracle doctor. You want to beg me? Then crawl over and beg me like a dog.
Enough, Dad. Let's go.
On that page, there's an antidote recipe. It can save the people inside.
Help me. Save him.
This is a miracle, an absolute miracle in medical history. Baizi successfully combined Western and traditional medicine, then used acupuncture on specific pressure points to perfectly solve the problem of crossing the blood-brain barrier.
I knew it. Dr. Bai's research these past few days had to be worth something.
Professor, have you gone senile? You call this folk remedy research? Mixing antibiotics with tree bark juice?
Xiaolu, organize the team and verify this plan at once. I want exact data on the white blood cell phagocytosis rate.
Okay.
Get pharmacology and clinical research in here now. We need efficacy tests.
Unbelievable. Drug absorption is up 300%, and lesion clearance has reached 92%.
This has to be an instrument error.
3 parallel trials, with 6 machines running the tests. Want me to find a 7th one?
Professor.
These are the files we just pulled from the archive. By Zay, no barefoot doctor. 20 years ago, he was.
A specially appointed epidemic expert.
It's clear now. Zay is the medical genius from 20 years ago who left a high-paying job overseas and volunteered to fight the outbreak in the countryside.
I knew it.
This acupuncture, way of prescribing medicine.
Who else could it be but him?
No way. This file has to be fake. How could this spirited expert be that madman?
Dr. Liu, do you need me to list all the cases Dr. Bai cured over the past 2 weeks for you?
And I also found out that Dr. Bai's so-called illegal practice back then was a setup by the Xiao family. Xia Jing bribed people.
He's Dr. Bai's wife's younger brother. How could he do such a thing?
Then how do you explain the wreck he is now? A brilliant doctor turned into a mute lunatic.
Because he watched his wife die right in front of him. Xia Yuyi did not die of illness at all. She was poisoned. Dr. Bai was pinned and forced to watch.
Breaking news. The old master of the Xia family is critically ill. Xia Jing is seizing power, and Bai Zi's treatment plan can save Bai Shuning's company.
I'll go find President.
No, I'll go myself. 20 years of injustice. It's time for the truth to come out.
Have you made up your mind, President Bai? My patience is running out.
Zane Yun, have you no shame? You bribed a patient to frame us, and now you're forcing a marriage?
Watch what you say. You need proof. As for proof of illegal practice, I happen to have it right here.
Can save the prescription.
With just these embroidery needles?
2 choices. 1. Meet me at the Civil Affairs Bureau tomorrow. 2nd.
Send Dr. White to jail.
Surely.
The stock hit limit down again. Say yes for now, and get through this first.
Yeah. If that patient dies, we're all screwed.
I can cure him.
Professor Lee is.
Ha ha ha.
With this?
The improved 13 needles of the underworld? Your dad's gone crazy, and now you want to go crazy too.
You.
Save him.
You'll pay for this.
Stop. Everybody stop.
Mr. White, have you thought it over?
I mean that person. I will definitely cure him.
Refuse a toast and you'll get the hard way. Throw that old bastard in there.
IAG.
No.
You old bastard, you're asking for death.
Dad, are you okay?
Teach this crazy old man a good lesson for me.
Stop. Who says there's no way to treat that patient? We've already found a treatment plan.
That's impossible. So many experts.
Mr. Zed seems surprised. Don't want to see the patient recover?
Can they be saved?
Professor Lee, did you find the treatment plan? Can you cure that patient?
Not me.
Even Professor Lee said it can't be cured. Who else could do it?
President White, if you agree now, there's still time.
Then who else can treat it?
20 years ago, medical genius who knew the 13 needles of the Ghost Gate. Only he can cure it.
Ha.
That legendary miracle doctor.
Has been missing for ages. He might already be dead.
He is that man.
Dad. You.
Are you kidding me? Lunatic? Professor Lee, have you lost your mind?
Dr. White, are you okay?
He can save him. Shunning, your dad is miracle doctor.
No wonder before. No way. If he is that miracle doctor, why couldn't he save Mom?
20 years ago, Dr. White was framed by the Summers and had to watch his wife. Some wounds can't be healed with medicine.
So my dad really was.
That outbreak 20 years ago. Your father gave up a high-paying job overseas and volunteered for the most dangerous epidemic zone. He used the 13 needles of the underworld to save thousands.
Shunning, look at this time. It was around when your mother died.
Your mother, Summer Yoyi, didn't die of illness at all. She was poisoned. Dr. White's acupuncture could have saved her.
Then why? It was Summer King. He barged in with his men. He forcibly stopped the treatment.
No, that's impossible. My grandfather,
Old Master Summer is critically ill and unconscious. Summer King is crazy, taking over the Summer family's business. This poisoning case is too much like what happened back then.
The antidote.
We need to get to the hospital right now.
Dad. All these years.
It's not your fault.
We can talk on the way. Saving him comes first.
I'm leaving the company to you.
Young Master Sha. This is bad. That Professor Lee took Bai Zhe and the others to the hospital.
You useless man. I paid you so much to get this done. You couldn't even keep an eye on a crazy old man. They've gone to the hospital.
If patient wakes up and identifies you, our whole plan is finished. Young Master Summers, what do we do now? Professor Lee spilled everything about what happened back then. Even Bianca Sterling knows how her mother died. If they save that patient and wake him up.
What's there to panic about? The old man's on his last breath. The doctor said he won't make it through the night. The moment he dies, I can rightfully inherit all of the Summers family business. Then who would dare go against me?
But that old man Blaze really has some strange needle skills. What if he wakes the patient up?
Shut up and stick to the original plan.
Dad. Can your body really handle it?
Want to rest for a bit first?
You just took a punch from Zainine.
No, I'm fine. Saving her comes first. This time, we have to save her.
Shunning, you have to trust your father. 20 years ago, his 13 needles of the Ghost Gate saved countless lives. Even though he's been through a lot these years, he hasn't forgotten his medical skills.
The patient's vital signs are stable. All indicators are within control. Now is the best time for acupuncture.
Where am I? What happened?
How do you feel? Are you uncomfortable anywhere? Do you remember what happened before you passed out?
Zhao-in.
It was Bastard Jiaoyin. He lied to me, said it was some miracle drug. He said taking it would prove. Something is wrong. After I took it, I blacked out. Shunning, I just got word. Old Master Xia took a turn for the worse.
Grandpa. No.
Don't be scared. We are going right now. This time, we'll make it in time.
President White, Dr. White, thank you both so much. If it weren't for you, my old Zhang might have.
It's just our job.
Please don't get worked up. Let the patient rest.
Shunning, we were confused before. We almost got fooled by that boy, Jiaoyin. Dr. White's medical skills are truly incredible. For our company to have an expert like this, it's really... Hey.
Professor Lee. You just said grandfather was critically ill and unconscious. Why didn't I get any news at all?
Oof.
Isn't it obvious? That bastard Summerview must have blocked the news. To take control of the Summer family, there's nothing he wouldn't do.
What happened to Auntie back then? And Uncle White going to prison? He must have planned it all.
Young Grace. I didn't kill her. I want the truth.
Right now, the key is to wake your grandpa up. Once Elder Summer regains consciousness, the truth will come out.
Mr. Fong. Uncle White can definitely treat. He could save from poisoning this severe, so Elder Summer's illness.
Dad, can you really do it? Your health.
It's been 20 years. It's time to get some answers.
What are we waiting for? Let's go to the Shaw estate now.
Didn't expect this. Blaze is a maniac. He actually broke my plan. Bella Sterling's company is safe. What a surprise. Father, you didn't see this coming, did you? Back then, I poisoned Yuri to death and sent Blaze to prison. It was all for today. Everything the Shaw family has. You can only be mine. What a shame. Lying there like this. You can't do a thing. Oh. You can hear me. Oof. Even better. You don't have many days left. So why not? Let me help you. Ha. Come in. Master Xavier, under Elder Xavier's will and the notarization process, we need him to be fully conscious. To confirm final wishes for the division of his estate. Lawyer, you can see it too. My father is unconscious now. I'm afraid he can't cooperate. But according to the rules, if Elder Xavier passes away before regaining consciousness, the execution of the will enter legal procedure. We need everyone, all the heirs to sign off. Oh. But what if? He never wakes up, young Master Shaw? What are you implying? What I mean is, I'm running the Shaw family now. The shareholders all back me. Why keep troubling an old man in a coma? Why not make this easy for us? What do you say? I won't let your trip be for nothing.
Young Master Shaw, watch your words, please. A fair will is a legal process, not a joke.
The law? Then tell me. Which do you think is faster, the law or an accident?
That's why we must follow the legal process. The assets and shares under Master Shaw's name must have his signature before they can be transferred.
A signature? Look at him now. Can he sign? I'm his only son. Everything in the Shaw family should be mine.
Old Master Shaw has a daughter. According to the law, I must state truthfully, under inheritance law.
Old Master Shaw also has a granddaughter, Miss Bianca Shaw. She also has the legal right to inherit. Who is Bianca Shaw? An outsider with a different last name and deserving of the Shaw family fortune? Young Master Shaw, that is the law. Besides, I heard old Master Shaw was very fond of Miss Shaw before he passed. Who told you that? What did that old man say to you? Young Master, this is bad.
And Miss Shaw is back.
Bianca Snow. Perfect timing. This time, I'm taking you and your daughter down together.
Stop. The Shaw family isn't seeing visitors now.
I'm Bianca Snow, old Master Shaw's granddaughter. This is my home.
Miss Shaw, we know who you are, but this madman can't go in. Who knows what he might do?
He's my father. He's here to treat my grandpa. Move aside.
Treat him? That idiot who can barely even talk can heal people?
Miss White, please don't joke around.
Then do you think I'm qualified enough to bring someone in?
Mrs. Yam of the Yam Group, this.
She's important partner of the Summers family.
Can we go in now, or do I need to call Summer Jing?
Please, Ms. Yang.
We failed to recognize who you were just now.
Shunning, you said you were coming home, but you didn't even give us a heads up. And why did you bring a lunatic with you?
I'm here to see my grandfather.
And also, to find out what really happened back then.
We can talk about the rest later. Well, speak of the devil. All the shareholders are here. Perfect. You can all be witnesses. The Xia family's business. From today on, it should officially be handed over to me now. Young Master Shaw, isn't this a bit too rushed? The old master said Sherry should be involved in management. Involved in management? With her talent running the company into a medical scandal? It was all over the news. Yvette Pharma crippled someone. That little brat thinks she's fit to inherit the Shaw family?
But cause of the accident hasn't been officially determined yet.
Determined? The patient is still in the hospital. That's her level of management. Handing the Shaw family over to her is asking for ruin. Security, take this lunatic.
Hold it. I am Li Zai from Divine Land Medical College. I can prove that patient was not poisoned by the medicine at all.
Professor Lee, you mean?
The latest lab test proves Riken was found in the patient's body. This poison already appeared 20 years ago. And the person in charge back then was you.
Summer Jing was my mom. Because of you?
What a load of crap. Professor Lee? How dare a lousy professor like you slander me?
Back then, it was you, Summer King, who hurt Yvonne.
Blaze, no shame? It was you, that barefoot doctor, using folk remedies and delaying my sister's treatment. You're the one who killed her.
Summer King, that's nonsense.
Your mom died because he dragged her illness out until—
It was all of you. You took. I was one needle away. I could have saved her. You stopped the treatment.
Listen to that. So touching. The best specialists in the capital said my sister was in organ failure. And you think your lousy needles could save?
Young Master Summers, why are you worked up? Afraid something will come out?
Yara Lewis, this is none of your business.
What? Feeling guilty? I looked into it. The specialist who treated Sister Yvette back then received a hefty consulting fee from someone.
Where's the proof?
No proof, it's slander. Security, throw these people out.
Who dares?
Causing trouble on my turf? What are you waiting for?
Wait,
Summer King.
what the hell is going on?
Explain yourself. That quack doesn't even have a medical license. And you think he deserves an
But
me? Just look at this man, a criminal who spent 10 years in prison, a loser who couldn't even save his own wife, and you'd rather trust him? Exactly. If he was capable, why was he arrested? My sister, if he hadn't delayed her treatment. All these years, I've endured the grief and kept the Shaw family going, and now I'm the one being framed.
What performance? Young Master Shaw, with acting, it's a shame you didn't.
Yana Lu, not your place to speak.
What, did that hit a nerve?
This is...
Medical license specially approved by the National Health Ministry.
Dr. Blaze was a specially appointed epidemic expert back then and had the highest level of medical authority.
How is that possible?
Everyone saw it clearly. Dr. Whitemarsh was a state-approved epidemic expert 20 years ago. With his medical skill, how could he have failed to save his own wife?
What can a piece of paper prove? Even if he was an expert back then, now he's a lunatic who can barely speak.
Back then, I was one shot away.
Someone interrupted the treatment, and that person was sent by you, right, Summer Reed?
Where's proof? Professor Lee, you're an academic giant. It's not appropriate to make baseless accusations. As for him, he was jailed for practicing medicine. The court ruling can't be fake?
You set my dad up. Ow.
That's a serious accusation. Bianca Shaw, watch your words. Show proof, or I'll sue.
Young Master Summers, let Dr. Shaw take a look at the old master.
No. What might that lunatic do to him?
So scared Grandpa might wake up? Because he knows how you killed my mom?
What nonsense. Worried about the old master's safety.
Then more reason to let Dr. Shaw try. Or someone afraid the truth will come out.
Young master, the old master's life is at stake. Let Dr. Shaw try. If you refuse, we can't let you inherit the Summers family fortune. You.
Fine. I'll let this lunatic give it a shot. What if something goes wrong?
Fine. If he can't cure him, I'll personally send your father to prison. He's as good as dead. You old bastard, if anything goes wrong, you'll pay with your life.
This time, I won't let you get away with it.
The situation is very bad. The brain lacked oxygen too long. Even the 13 ghost needles probably can't.
Here, even Professor Lee says he's beyond saving. You can still get out now.
Shut up. Let Dr. White focus on the treatment.
Dad. I trust you.
Watch closely. If anything happens to the old man.
Zaineen. This is not your place to speak.
His blood pressure is dropping. Dr. White, you should stop.
There's time to stop now. Once someone dies, it'll be too late.
His heart rate's crashed.
I can't get a blood pressure read.
Murder. This lunatic killed someone.
Ghostgate. 13 needles.
Dad, stop. Too dangerous.
Shunning, trust Dad.
This time, it'll work.
Wait. You're bringing someone back through the ghost gate, the deadliest move in the 13 ghost needles. One wrong step.
What will happen?
At best, whoever uses the needles will suffer severe loss of vitality. At worst, they could lose their life.
Dad, don't do this. I'm begging you.
Nice act. Keep it up. See that?
Even they know they're in over their heads.
20 years ago.
Dad couldn't save Mom. This time, I won't let the tragedy happen again.
Uncle White.
No heartbeat.
Time of clinical death.
Murderer. By Zay killed my father. Call the police.
Open up.
Dad.
Wait!
There's a heartbeat.
What happened to me?
It's a medical miracle.
Dad, how are you?
No. I'm fine.
Dr. White saved you. He used the legendary 13 ghost needles to pull you from death's door.
Byron. My good son-in-law, I was wrong. Back then, I shouldn't have.
Go.
Stop them.
No, father.
Please, let me.
Explain what? How you poisoned your sister, framed Blake White, or tried to strangle me?
Sir, Summer King forced me to do it. Zion.
Take him away. Hand him over to the police, Blake White.
I curse you.
As it goes, I won't let you go.
Our House of Summer has wronged you and your daughter.
It's all over now.